Hi, and welcome to Lippy Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our question of the week. Tom, what do you got for us?
So I'm going to get a little existential on us this week. So, do you think that being a paranormal investigator may prepare you for being able to cross over and then communicate with the living after you die?
I knew this question was coming.
That's a good question. It's a good question, and I feel that there's definitely gonna be a follow-up question to this in another episode in short hours. But does it prepare you for the? We don't know what the next. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'm gonna sit here and start preaching religion. But if you're religious and you look at it that aspect, I feel like you have a certain amount of time. We talk about religion, and you can come back, but you can't come back whenever you feel like. Certain times, yes. Certain times, no. If you're not religious and you don't believe anything happens, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. Energy can't be created nor destroyed. Where does the energy go? And that can be as simple as everyone thinks energy. If you have somebody that's non-religious, they don't believe in a soul. If the person believes in a soul, then I really question where your stance are in religion, and that aspect of it. Okay, so if you believe that energy can't be created nor destroyed, and it doesn't, because what happens is after you die, they bury your ass, and you get put back into the earth. And the grass, the dirt, the trees will eat at you, the bugs will eat at you, and your energy is just getting transferred in another way, into a different form. It's a good question. Residuals, another possibility, where, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to come back to
I think it depends on how you die. If it's a traumatic moment and you're kind of stuck in that moment, then
I can see
maybe you wouldn't be aware. But if you're like laying in your deathbed and you know you're about to go lights out and you're thinking to yourself, I'm gonna fuck with some people. And I'm not gonna lie, when my time comes, that will probably run through my head. We've already had this in a previous episode. If we were ghosts, would we mess with people?
Right.
And the answer is yes.
I mean, I don't know if that would be my last thought on my deathbed. Like, I'm going into this person right away.
It's the first person I'm gonna haunt is Mike. So, I mean, yeah, I think it depends, and I think it depends on what your stance is on the afterlife. Is it when you pass away, everybody goes into purgatory, and this is where you take religion into account, but does everybody go into purgatory? And at that point, from purgatory, you're, waiting for the second coming of Jesus to ascend into heaven, like some religions believe? Or you go straight to heaven and can only visit during All Souls Day or All Saints Day, like in other religions? I mean, there's so many different factors to consider. If it were up to me and I died, I'd like to cross over and go to heaven and then come mess with people on the days I'm allowed to come mess with people. Because that's what we believe in Greek Orthodox religion. Spirits will visit you on All Souls Day and All Saints Day. But that's me. I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough one.
Did you read the question again? I didn't quite pick up on it.
So, do you think being a paranormal investigator may prepare you for being able to cross over and or communicate with the living after you die?
Okay.
What's going on there?
It's probably two questions in one.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll save the second part for another.
I don't personally think that what we do is going to help us cross over. I don't know if anything is truly going to be able to prepare you to deal with your own death. I don't think meeting up on Thursdays for a couple hours.
I will disagree with that. I will absolutely disagree with that.
That's kind of where I was going with this.
When I first started the group, I was not that I was never not religious. I was born and raised Catholic. I went through all my sacraments, the whole nine. But I always questioned: is there something? What happens when you die? Is there a God? And I was 50-50 at one point. I was like, I don't know. And it scared the shit out of me. It literally scared the shit out of me because when you think about
I don't think
dying,
literally, but
when you think about dying and that's it. That's it. It's over. There's nothing more. It's scary, you know. But ever since doing this and getting involved with this field and demonology research really kicked it for me. I kind of just know that yes, there's something else. So yeah, it's scary, but not as scary as it used to be for me. Just because I do this field.
I mean, you'd like to think that the things we've seen and witnessed over the years would help put your mind at ease to some degree. I mean, you might panic and say, well, shit, am I going to cross over and be stuck here? You know, trying to reach out for people? That may add to some of your fear in terms of crossing over. And then you have the other aspect of it where you feel, okay, I'm prepared. If I know I'm going to die and I'm preparing myself for it, maybe that makes crossing over to heaven or whatever else you believe in that much easier. I like to think to some degree what we do helps our mental state in preparing for death. But what that actually is when you get to that point, nobody can say. Nobody can say.
And that's kind of like what made me think of it was because part of what I believe we do is sometimes maybe we do help a spirit cross over who is stuck for whatever reason. You know, they don't know, you know, which way to go. And if we have that, you know, forethought from what we do, you know, when the moment comes, does that give us a little edge, a little leg up, you know? And again, there's no way to know for sure, but
Right.
that's kind of what I'm wondering is, you know, do we have something, do we have that little peace of mind that not everyone
For
else
all you
does?
know, what we do here as paranormal investigators is our apprenticeship into death. So we can help the ghosts that can't cross over because we know how to deal with it at that point.
Be a bunch of grim reapers and
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think that being a paranormal investigator definitely would help because if you understand the theories and what we do to contact people or spirits, then on the other side of it, then you would, assuming you have a consciousness, but like you'd be able to manipulate like energy,
Right.
certain things, EMF, like you'd know, like
Yeah,
this
right.
is the static rod. Let me try and get some static going. Like
Sit there as a ghost.
I mean, obviously no one knows what's gonna happen,
Right.
but
Right.
I'd like
think
to
it
think it's
would.
that.
I think it would help if
Right.
we're able to have that sort of like.
That makes sense because we have that mentality. We know the field. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. I mean, I can see
I
that.
think it adds to it at some point, to some degree.
yeah.
Anybody else?
Well, just the second
In
half.
closing.
Second half of the question, I think we're definitely more capable of communicating after we pass. I just personally don't think what we do will help us pass. That's what my take is.
I think it'll make it easier for us to communicate too. I just sticking my hands in all the walkies going, ah! The first thing I would say is they're here. No, I'm kidding. Alright guys, what do you think of that question? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you haven't, give this video a like, share, and subscribe. You can also click the little notification bell to know when all of our content is being uploaded to YouTube. So again, thank you guys very much for joining us, and until next time, take care guys.